about the last movie you watched. In the final scene, everything made sense, didn't it? Misunderstandings were cleared, truth was revealed, and somehow, even the pain felt purposeful. The ending felt complete. And I think all of us, whether we realize it or not, have grown used to that kind of ending because we've seen it over and over in books, in movies, in shows. Everything is resolved. Everything is explained. Nothing is left hanging. So naturally, we start expecting the same thing from our own lives. We expect closure, a final conversation, a goodbye that feels finished instead of confusing. Psychologically, this hunger runs deep. We're wired for it the way our lungs are wired for air. The Zeigarnik effect, named after psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, states that unfinished tasks stay in our minds longer than finished ones. So those unresolved emotions, they loop relentlessly. A study by Yale University even suggests that so many of us are deeply distressed by ambiguity, our survival instincts mistaking uncertainty for real danger. Certainty feels like safety, uncertainty feels like free fall. But life doesn't always cooperate with that need. Life hesitates. Life stutters. Life even forgets to explain itself sometimes. Sometimes, people don't leave with an explanation or a clear reason. Sometimes, relationships don't end at all. They just fade. Like ink in water, slowly, until you don't even remember when the color started disappearing. And sometimes, the last conversation you had with someone becomes the last you'll ever get without either of you knowing it was. Yet, we wait, because a part of us is still sitting there in that movie theater believing the final scene is coming. We think when that one moment, that one scene, that one message will come, suddenly everything will make sense. We think once we understand, we'll be okay. But what if understanding never comes? Let me share an experience of my own. There was a point in my life when someone I spoke to every single day, someone who was a part of my routine, became someone I never spoke to at all. Not suddenly, just gradually. Our conversations shrank. Paragraphs turned into sentences, sentences into words, and words into silence. And the strangest part was, there wasn't a single moment I could point to and say that this is where it broke. And that silence was louder than any messy falling out we never had. Louder than any explanation they never gave me. I thought if I stared at it long enough, I could finally decode that silence. So for months, I played detective, jury, executioner. Archive chats became my crime scene, and tone shifts my suspects. I kept rereading old messages like they were evidence in a trial where I was both the victim and the accused. Because according to this landmark study done by neuroscientists at Columbia, our brains process unresolved emotional experiences similarly to physical pain. Social rejection activates the same neural pathways as injury. So, of course I was trying to solve it, to make it stop hurting. Because closure, I thought, would heal. But it's a phantom. It's not a gift others bestow. It's a fairy tale spun to wrest control from chaos. Closure isn't something people give you. It's something we've been conditioned to expect so we can feel like we're still in control. We want reasons because reasons feel like order. We want explanations because explanations feel like peace. But peace built on someone else's words is fragile. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Even if explanations do come, they rarely help us the way we expect them to. Okay, picture that person, and they're sitting in front of you explaining everything. Every reason, every doubt, every I was just. Does it fill the emptiness? Does it unhurt the nights? No, it just gives you words. And sometimes those words aren't even fully honest. It's a script laced with 90% polite fiction and 10% half-buried truths. They tell you what feels easier to say. Because explanations don't exhume the dead, they dress the corpse. So, ultimately, this myth of closure, it traps you. It keeps you stuck, going around in circles to something that's already gone. Your energy tied to someone who's no longer even there. It's like knocking on an empty house. Everything inside is gone, and all that's left are echoes. Meanwhile, life is still happening beyond that door. New people, new moments, new possibilities, untouched by all the what-ifs. And yet, you're still standing there, frozen, trying to write another chapter to a story that's already ended. So, what if closure isn't something you receive, but something you choose? Not a conversation, not an explanation, just a decision. A decision to stop interrogating the past like it owes you answers. A decision to stop rereading chapters that are never going to change. A decision to put down questions that only know how to hurt you. Not because it didn't matter, but because you matter more. So perhaps closure is something quieter. Like walking away from a question that will never answer you without letting it break you. Accepting that some stories will remain unfinished, some explanations won't make sense, and some people might never even explain, and still choosing your own peace anyway. Because closure was never theirs to owe. It's the myth you dismantle, the freedom you forge for yourself. So maybe closure was never about understanding what happened. Maybe it was about accepting that you might never understand and still moving forward anyway. Because at some point, you have to stop waiting for someone else to tell you to let go and become the person who finally does. And now, imagine the movie theater again. But this time, the final scene never comes. The screen flickers, the lights dim, the credits don't roll, and yet you're still there. Breathing, living, watching your story unfold in real time. It's messy, it's incomplete, it's unresolved, and somehow, it feels enough, doesn't it? So let me leave you with this. Life doesn't give us closure. Life gives us the chance to choose it. And that choice, that's the ending that matters the most. Thank you.